multi-million Kina Construction Materials Plant commissioned. Displaced Manam people seeking legal advice. And Hela community get medical services closer to home.
This is National EMTV News with Neville Choi.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. This is Sunday's news. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill today commissioned a 45 million Kina gravel and vertical cast pipe plant owned by Monia Limited. Prime Minister O'Neill says the growth in the construction sector gives confidence to investors of a growing economy. The Prime Minister travelled outside Port Moresby to Nebiri and Rona quarries to officiate at the plant's opening.
The Prime Minister was warmly welcomed at the Monia quarries outside Port Moresby to commission one of the most expensive and vertical cast pipeline. In his opening remarks, Mr. O'Neill said PNG is seeing a significant growth in the construction sector, with companies investing heavily.
Of course, investment that is needed particularly in the construction industry in Papua New Guinea.
PM O'Neill said Monia's purchasing of such machinery gives confidence to the government despite challenges with the world economy. O'Neill says not only Monia but other investors are also eyeing PNG as an ideal place to invest.
We know that this is the right time to invest in our country. The economy is doing well, and of course we can see the growth of businesses over the past 10 or 14 years as the economy continued to grow.
Monia employs over 3,000 Papua New Guineans, giving value to families and contribution to the country's economy.
Putting food on the table for many families. And again, we thank them for their confidence in expanding those businesses that continue to employ Papua New Guineans.
Jack Lapawa, Junior National, EMTV News.
Prominent Hagen businessman Nixon Koi has been rearrested and faces trial after being charged for stealing commercial land under false pretense. On Friday, Magistrate Cosmas Bidar set the matter to 28th of July after the new appointment of arresting officers and complaints of technical deficiencies by police. The case initially referred to charges laid against Mr. Koi for the alleged illegal acquisition of land owned by the National Council of Young Men's Association of PNG in the Western Highlands. Mr. Koi's case has been running for over 20 years after police forensics found his signatures to be forgeries. Representatives for the displaced people of Manam Island in Madang Province are now calling for legal help. The people have been living in care centers for 11 years now, and their calls come after the government failed to table the Manam Restoration Authority bill in Parliament last week. They are appealing to lawyers who can assist them with legal advice to bring the matter to international human rights and humanitarian organizations.
The Manam Islanders have had enough of the long struggle in care centers for 11 years now. They have opted to seek legal advice to address the long struggle. After the 2004 Manam volcano eruption, volcanologists have prevented a return to the island because of unstable volcanic activities. Their only hope is the Manam Restoration Authority Bill. The passage of this bill will allow work to be done on the proposed relocation site at Andarum, inland of Bogia. The bill was introduced in Parliament last year and has not been formally passed. Representatives of the islanders and the host communities attended Parliament sitting last week, hoping to see the bill passed. However, this was not the case. Spokesperson Peter Muriki said the only option left now is to seek legal advice to find help on humanitarian grounds overseas.
And somebody is responsible. So if that needs to go to some human rights law or court, if there are any good thinking lawyers, only Woklong Arem na film, pen one can or samipla, we'd like to appeal to them as well to assist us also.
Many families have suffered, some even lost their lives in care centers, and the islanders believe their prolonged stay is a result of total neglect by the government.
Manam eruption inokiling Wamplaman in 2004. We have lost over 1,000 people in the care centers.
The Madang provincial government has supported the displaced islanders, but their local MP, John Iki, has remained silent on the issue. Quinten Alomp, National EMTV News.
The Bible Society of Papua New Guinea says it is deeply concerned and saddened by the recent public burning of the Bible in Mount Hagen. Bible Society Chairman Loani Henao said PNG law protects and forbids the unauthorized use of the national pledge or the vandalism of the national flag and the national emblem. However, there is no specific law to forbid the desecration of the Bible. Instead, it has always been through the love and respect for the Word of God that has provided the protection to the Holy Bible. Mr. Henao said the burning of the Bible is an attack on the very essence of our faith and an insult to Christians and those who believe in love, peace, and respect for one another. The Bible Society has asked the two people responsible for burning the Bible to respect its importance and relevance to society. You're watching Sunday's news. After the break, the Benaria community in Hela province is set to benefit from a donation from the India High Commission. That and more local stories after the break. Stay with us. After years of neglect, the Lorengau seaport on Manus Island is slowly being restored to its former glory. This has been made possible through PNG Ports Corporation's continued drive to improve maritime transport infrastructure nationwide. PNG Port Corporations invested more than 300,000 Kina last month for the facelift. Lorengau Port Business Manager Mark Power and his staff were grateful for the improvements, as the fresh look was a boost for the small port. The people of Benaria in Hela province will now conveniently seek medical services closer to home. This comes as the Indian High Commission in PNG presented a brand new ambulance to the Benaria Health Center. The ambulance is a gift that has now created a relationship between the people of India and Hela.
The presentation of the new ambulance has brought joy among leaders of the Benaria people of Ulia LLG in the Komo Magarima district. Spokesperson Denny Tatabe said the communities of Benaria have cried for too long for proper transportation to Tari Hospital in accessing medical drugs and other health services.
There's negligence of vehicles, government services. Once again, I want to thank the Indian High Commissioner and the staff and the government of India for contributing the ambulance to the local area where the ambulance is needed. Thank you, Indian government, for helping these people. Thank you.
Indian High Commissioner to PNG Madhava Chandra says India wants to develop and maintain the people-to-people relationship.
Because it means it's a people-to-people contact between the government of India and the people of the Hela province, and it's a grassroots contact.
The Indian High Commission has pledged logistics support so the ambulance starts its mission in Benaria.
This ambulance will be transported very soon, and we have already worked out a scheme with the Benaria Health Center by which the High Commission will be meeting the entire cost for the transportation of this vehicle to the Benaria Health Clinic.
Jekla Power Jr. National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the India High Commission says there will be more cooperation between India and Papua New Guinea. High Commissioner Madhava Chandra says India wants this relationship to be deeply rooted to see PNG and India help each other to address common issues and develop.
We are trying to build new bridges of cooperation between the two countries, and very soon, I'm sure, a lot of new agreements, a lot of new areas of cooperation we have been working for on a long time would be fulfilled.
The U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, recently partnered with the World Bank and several Asia-Pacific nations, including Papua New Guinea, for an Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative boot camp. The boot camp, held in the Philippines, focused on transparency in the extractive sector. Participants learned how to communicate the data from AT reports to their respective sector audiences. USAID is helping governments around the world promote openness and shared responsibility in the sustainable management of natural resources. AT encourages a new approach to bring greater transparency to the revenue that is generated and collected from natural resource extraction. And Trukai Sports is up next. We'll have all the details after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The New Zealand All Blacks have won in a stirring encounter 27-20 in the 90th Test match against the South African Springboks in Johannesburg. All Blacks captain Richie McGaw produced the match-winning try just 7 minutes from full-time to secure the win.
Immediately goes.
The All Blacks looked dangerous right from the start of the contest and took an early lead with a penalty.
First goal kick in Test rugby. He's put a very good strike on it, and
but it was the Springboks that crossed the line first, spreading the ball left, giving Willie LaRue enough room to get past the All Blacks defense and score.
To his inside, Willie LaRue! Oh, that is sensational from the Springboks!
The Springboks extended the lead in the 21st minute to see the score at 10-3. But right on the stroke of half-time, the All Blacks leveled the scores when Ben Smith went in for a try with brilliant play from the New Zealanders.
And out wide for Smith, and on the stroke of half-time, Ben Smith goes in for his 17th Test try and third against South Africa.
Early in the second half, the Springboks crossed the line again through Jesse Creel, who burst through the All Blacks defense to score.
What a try!
But the All Blacks replied through Dan Coles to level the scores at 17 all.
And anything you can do, he can do better. Brilliant response from the All Blacks.
The Springboks took the lead again through a penalty, but captain for the All Blacks carved up the South African defense to score the match winner 7 minutes away from full time. Dion Kombang, National EMTV Sports.
The Volunteer and Technical Officials Thank You Party was held today at the Sir John Guy's Stadium. This was organized by the Pacific Games Organizing Committee to show appreciation and thank you to the tireless effort that volunteers and technical officials have put together in the 2 weeks duration of the Pacific Games. Minister for Sports Justin Tachenko and Games Organizing Committee Chairman Peter Stewart were present to thank the volunteers and technical officials for a job well done. It was by far a satisfying moment for most of the volunteers and technical officials as they were given a certificate of participation, qualifying them to participate in similar international events in the future. And that report wraps up Trukai Sports. We'll bring you all the weather details after these short messages.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
A quick look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Chances of showers in Port Moresby and Kerma, mostly fine in Daru. Alatau, some showers, and Popondetta, thundery showers. In the Mamasa region, thundery showers for Lae, brief showers in Bedang, and mostly fine in Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands, all centres experiencing thundery showers, while Lorengau, some showers and moderate fresh southeast winds. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabeg to experience brief showers, then morning fog, with possible thundery showers and morning fog in Goroka and Kundiawa. And that's the news, sports and weather for the Sunday, 26th of July, 2015. From the news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.